Let me begin with a simple thought. Your life doesn't get better by chance. Your life gets better by change. Success is not something you pursue. It is something you attract by becoming the kind of person who deserves it. And the moment you accept that truth, everything in your life begins to shift. Riches and success are not accidents. They are the natural result of disciplined decisions repeated over time. If you want more, you must first become more. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Strengthen your mind, sharpen your skills, and elevate your habits, because wealth rises to meet the person who is prepared to handle it. Start with your philosophy. The way you think shapes the way you live. Adopt the mindset that every day is an opportunity to grow. Set clear goals, take consistent action, and stay accountable for the results you create. Yes, success requires effort. Yes, it demands discipline. But remember this, the pain of regret is always heavier than the pain of growth. Choose growth. Choose discipline. Choose to become the person capable of living the rich, successful life you desire. Success begins with personal growth because every achievement in life is a direct reflection of who you become in the process. Many people chase money, titles, or recognition, believing that these outward markers will somehow create a better life for them. But the truth is simpler and far more powerful. The level of success you reach is determined by the level of person you choose to become. Wealth is not just a matter of hard work, it is the natural outcome of developing the right character, mindset, and abilities. When you grow, everything around you grows with you. A person who wants greater opportunities must first become the kind of individual who can handle those opportunities. Imagine giving $1 million to someone with a $10 mindset. They would lose it quickly because they are not prepared to manage it. But give that same million to someone who has spent years learning discipline, managing money wisely, building character, and developing resilience, and you will see it expand. Success never exceeds your identity. It rises only to match the person you are becoming. Personal growth means working harder on yourself than anything else in your life. It means refusing to remain the same year after year. It is the steady, intentional effort to become wiser, stronger, more capable, and more valuable. It begins with your thoughts. Limiting beliefs create limited lives. If you believe you cannot do something, your mind will look for every excuse to prove you right. But when you expand your thinking, when you choose to see possibility instead of limitation, you start to notice opportunities that were invisible before. Your mind becomes your greatest asset. Improving skills is another essential part of personal growth. The marketplace rewards value, and value comes from competence. If you learn how to communicate better, you become more influential. If you learn how to manage time, you become more productive. If you develop new abilities, you increase your worth. Every skill you master is like adding another tool to your toolbox. The more tools you have, the more problems you can solve, and the more success naturally flows toward you. Habits are the quiet builders of your destiny. What you do daily shapes who you become. Reading consistently, studying successful people, practicing gratitude, exercising discipline, managing your emotions, and strengthening your focus are habits that elevate your entire life. Success is rarely one big event. It is the accumulation of small, meaningful actions repeated with commitment. When you improve your habits, you improve your future. Another powerful element of personal growth is character. Honesty, responsibility, resilience, courage, and humility are qualities that shape the foundation of long-term success. Many people rise quickly, but fall just as fast because their character could not support their achievements. True success requires a solid inner structure. When you choose to take responsibility for your life, you gain control over it. When you learn from failure instead of running from it, you become unstoppable. When you practice discipline, you prove to yourself that you can trust your own word. Personal growth also expands your influence. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate confidence, clarity, and purpose. When you speak with conviction, when you lead by example, when you treat others with respect, you create an environment where opportunities come to you instead of you chasing them. Becoming a better person makes you more magnetic to success. Growth is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. There is always more to learn, more to refine, more to discover about yourself. The greatest investment you can ever make is the investment in your own development. Money can be lost, opportunities can disappear, but who you become, your wisdom, your abilities, your mindset, cannot be taken from you. You carry them everywhere, and they open doors that nothing else can. Success begins within. When you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, you are not just preparing for success, you are attracting it. When you grow, success has no choice but to follow. Discipline creates destiny because every meaningful achievement in life is built on the foundation of consistent, deliberate action. Inspiration can spark a desire to change, but only discipline can turn that desire into reality. Many people wait for motivation to appear before taking action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline, however, is steady. It is the internal decision to do what needs to be done, even when the mood to do it is nowhere to be found. The future belongs to those who choose discipline over comfort. Discipline is the quiet architect behind every success story. It is rarely loud or dramatic. It shows up in the early mornings when others are still sleeping, in the late nights when others have already given up, in the choices no one sees, and the effort no one applauds. Discipline is the habit of holding yourself accountable. It is the ability to follow through on commitments long after the excitement has faded. This is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Small disciplines practiced daily create powerful results over time. A person who reads for 10 minutes a day might not see immediate change, but over a year that habit can reshape their thinking. Someone who saves a little money consistently may not notice progress at first, but over time that discipline builds financial security and opportunity. Success is not complicated. It is simply the outcome of doing the right things long enough for the results to appear. The challenge is that many want quick rewards without the patience to follow the process. Discipline embraces the process even when the results are not visible yet. Discipline requires clarity of purpose. When you know exactly what you want, it becomes easier to stay committed to the habits that move you toward it. Without a clear goal, discipline feels like a burden. With a clear goal, it becomes a path. Every action becomes meaningful because it leads you toward a future you have deliberately chosen. Purpose fuels discipline, and discipline protects purpose. Discipline also strengthens character. It teaches self-control, resilience, and responsibility. A person who practices discipline learns to delay gratification, which is a vital skill in a world that encourages quick pleasure and immediate satisfaction. Every time you resist a distraction, every time you choose progress over comfort, you build inner strength. Discipline trains the mind to follow intention rather than impulse. This is the foundation of emotional maturity and long-term success. Failure becomes a valuable teacher when discipline is present. Many people give up when they face setbacks because they rely only on enthusiasm. Enthusiasm fades in the face of difficulty. Discipline does not. It allows you to stand back up, adjust, and continue moving forward. The disciplined individual does not fear failure because they have trained themselves to persist. They understand that failure is temporary, but the loss of discipline can become permanent if left unchecked. Discipline expands your potential. When you consistently stretch your limits, you discover abilities you did not know you had. You begin to trust yourself more because you see evidence of your own commitment. Confidence grows not from praise, but from proof, and discipline creates that proof. Each completed task becomes a personal victory that strengthens your belief in what you can accomplish. Your destiny is shaped by the choices you make repeatedly. While talent can open doors, only discipline keeps those doors open. It determines how far you go and how long you stay there. The most successful people in every field share one common trait: they mastered the art of disciplined action. They built their lives not on occasional effort, but on consistent dedication. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you choose discipline, you choose progress. When you choose progress, you shape your future. The moment you commit to disciplined living, your destiny begins to transform. Your philosophy shapes your future, because the way you think influences every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you experience. Life does not respond to wishes or hopes. It responds to the mindset you bring to each day. Your philosophy acts like the steering wheel of your life. If it is pointed in the right direction, you move toward growth, opportunity, and success. If it is shaped by doubt, fear, or limitation, it guides you toward frustration and missed possibilities. Everything begins with what you believe. Most people never examine their philosophy. They wake up each day reacting to circumstances, repeating old patterns without realizing that those patterns are rooted in the ideas they hold about themselves and the world. A strong philosophy begins with a simple truth: you are responsible for your life. The moment you accept responsibility, you also accept power. You recognize that you can shape your future by shaping your thinking. Circumstances may influence your journey, but they do not define your final destination unless you allow them to. Your philosophy determines how you interpret challenges. Some see obstacles as signals to stop, while others see them as opportunities to grow stronger. The difference is not the obstacle. It is the mindset behind the eyes that see it. With a weak philosophy, challenges feel overwhelming. With a strong philosophy, challenges become stepping stones. The person who understands that every difficulty carries a lesson gains an advantage over the one who avoids struggle. Growth is hidden inside experiences that stretch us. Your philosophy also shapes the expectations you hold for yourself. When you expect very little, you settle for very little. When you believe you are capable of more, you behave in ways that support that belief. You take risks, learn new skills, and aim higher. Your expectations create a blueprint that your actions follow. If you elevate the blueprint, you elevate the outcome. People often underestimate what they can achieve simply because they never expand the vision they hold of themselves. Another important part of your philosophy is how you view time. Some treat time casually as if it were endless. Others understand that time is the most valuable resource they have. A powerful philosophy treats every day as a chance to make progress. Even small progress matters because it compounds. When your philosophy honors the value of time, you use your hours wisely, and those hours build the future you desire. Your philosophy influences your attitude. A positive attitude is not blind optimism. It is a decision to approach life with gratitude, possibility, and resilience. A negative attitude drains energy, clouds judgment, and closes doors. A positive attitude attracts opportunities, strengthens relationships, and fuels momentum. People are drawn to someone who radiates strength and clarity. Your attitude becomes a magnet, pulling the right people and the right chances into your life. Your philosophy also shapes how you handle success. Some people reach a certain level of achievement and stop growing because their philosophy tells them that they have arrived. Others continue learning because they believe that success is not a destination but a journey. A growth-oriented philosophy keeps you humble enough to learn and confident enough to lead. It protects you from complacency and encourages you to continue expanding your abilities. Ultimately, your philosophy becomes your internal compass. It guides your goals, your habits, your relationships, and your decisions. If your philosophy is empowering, your life moves toward fulfillment. If it is limiting, your progress slows or stops completely. The good news is that you can change your philosophy at any time. You can choose to adopt beliefs that strengthen you instead of beliefs that restrict you. You can choose to fill your mind with ideas that lift your vision, expand your confidence, and inspire your actions. Your future begins in your thoughts. When you transform your philosophy, you transform your life. A powerful philosophy creates powerful results because it shapes the choices that create your destiny. Your journey to wealth and success begins the moment you decide to take ownership of your life. Growth, discipline, and a powerful philosophy are not just ideas, they are the tools that shape your future. When you commit to becoming a better version of yourself, when you choose disciplined action over comfort, when you build a mindset rooted in possibility and responsibility, you invite success to rise and meet you. Nothing changes until you change, but the moment you do, everything around you begins to shift. Your habits elevate, your opportunities expand, your confidence strengthens, and your results transform. The path to a rich and successful life is not about luck or timing. It is about the person you choose to become each day. Make that choice with purpose. Step into your potential. Create a future that reflects your greatest capabilities. The power to shape your destiny is already in your hands.